you're extremely wealthy, that you're going to ask yourself, well, do I want to hire a private jet or go premier class with one of these airlines?
You're more experienced with this than you make on. That's exactly what you're doing. Your analysis is spot on. The arms race is really for people that might consider flying private, and in truth, that's very, very expensive. So that's about 10,000 euros an hour, just to put it in perspective. So let's say you were going to go to Los Angeles, that would cost you between 100,000 euros and 150,000 euros, give or take. But you could maybe go first class, even on British Airways, which is quite good. You could do that for a fraction of the price, and the experience would be much like a private jet. And in some cases, like on Emirates, better than a private jet, because you get things like a bar, and you get onboard showers and things that private jets don't tend to have. So the arms race is really, obviously, people want to fly comfortably, some people, but for the really super rich, it can be more comfortable and way more cost effective to take one of these amazing new first class commercial jets rather than go private.
Yeah, and describe what a shower on a plane is like. And does everyone get their own shower, or people stripping off from first class and saying, I'll be back in a minute?
Some people do that, but they don't want to get caught, particularly on the Gulf carriers, who take a dim view of that kind of thing. No, Emirates has showers. Etihad from the Abu Dhabi hub has showers. Others may be considering installing showers. There's two showers on the best-known jet, which is the Emirates Airbus A380. And I think 14 passengers in first class, so you're pretty much guaranteed to get a shower, one each, only one at a time, please. You can't go in as a couple. And the best thing about it is, having had your shower, you get like 20 minutes in there, you get 5 minutes of water, great pressure. But the best thing about it is when you come out, and they time this, you wake up, you have your shower, and then when you get back to your suite, they arrange for a cappuccino to arrive at just the moment you get back into your suite, so you feel very much at home.
Oh, yes, of course. And now food, do they actually cook food the way, the way they used to, I suppose, back in the 60s and 70s and all that kind of thing, or is it still pre-prepared to some degree?
Pre-prepared to some degree, but some airlines like Turkish and some of the Gulf carriers actually have onboard chefs, and they have slightly more sophisticated cooking facilities. Qantas actually do this very well too. They found a way on the A380 of poaching eggs, and they've also got a toaster, so you can have poached eggs and Vegemite toast when you wake up in the morning, which is quite nice. So yeah, and actually food and wine is one of the other areas. It's not just about seats. One of the other areas where the airlines really, really compete, and at the moment I'd say Emirates has the best wine by far. Tim Clark, the British guy who runs Emirates, is a keen enophile, and he has I think they have one of the biggest cellars in the world, I think, Emirates, and their wine is absolutely exceptional. And on food, I would give a big shout to Qantas. Their chef is Neil Perry, who's absolutely excellent, has a great reputation in Australia, now taking it up into the sky, and they have wonderful sort of light Australian dishes, including, as I say, these poached eggs and Vegemite toast, which is a pretty nice way to start the day.
Now, I assume they wouldn't be doing this unless they thought they are making money out of it, or they think they can.
Historically, first class has not made money. It was a way of rewarding frequent flyers by upgrading them and making them feel special, and occasionally sort of sending the stars off and cheering them up. Increasingly, though, people are spending serious money in first class. One of the funny things that happened during COVID is that a lot of people, Bill Gates included, said he thought that fancy pants travel would fall off because no one would really spend that much to travel in business or first class anymore. And the opposite has happened. I think because people think, well, life is short, you only live once. And they really are splashing out, and they're splashing out on the big seats. So it is remarkable. I mean, there is greater demand from more people, both business and leisure travellers, for first class than ever before, and that means that Emirates in particular, but also British Airways and Lufthansa and the other airlines that have great first class, they will be making money too.
Right. Okay. So they are actually, and when you buy a first class ticket for one of these airlines, do you still go through this? Are you still queuing and taking your laptop out of your bag and all that kind of stuff, or does the first class start when you get on the plane, or before that?
You raise the most salient point, because actually for most people, airport is often the worst part of the whole journey. Even if you're not in first class and you're not expecting much, it's still terrible at the airport. So yeah, the best first class tickets that you buy, they tend to kind of just avoid the airport altogether. So they'll offer you a chauffeur drive for the most part. There'll be a private terminal for first class passengers. There'll be private security. You'll get with food to a private room, and then in many many cases you'll get a BMW or a Porsche that will drive you straight from the private room, the lounge, straight to the steps of the aircraft, and you just walk up and straight on whenever you want. You can get on super early or literally at the very last minute. So they really, the good carriers, particularly Singapore Airlines, do this very well. They really try to insulate you from the indignities that most of us have to go through when we go through the airport.
In 1 kilometre.
John, thanks a million for talking with us today. That was John Arledge there, an aviation journalist based in